Nice. Just in time
Hey,
for my neighbor to start playing his own music.
the song of his people.
I
The
found
song
out
of
there's a
the.
third musician living around me. There's one
Oh
behind my unit.
man,
I'm surrounded by three
Oh,
musicians.
no.
that's
This
awesome.
one plays the drums. Um,
Oof.
but
Okay.
it's like I think it's like an electric drum kit because it's extra quiet.
Oh, okay.
Um, and luckily behind my unit means it's like the furthest it could be from my room/window, but I
Sure.
can still hear it a little bit.
I think when you're living in a place where other people live, you have to make some concessions. Like, it's kind of cool that you just found that out, because that means he's been kind of quiet about it compared to the other guys anyway.
Yeah. I mean, hey, the concession is I'm not going over there and being like, "Shut up! It's 10 o'clock at night on a Thursday. What are you doing?"
Yeah,
Um,
there's definitely
but
times
also,
for all that shit, for sure.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
How have you guys been?
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Really, like same old, same old. It's been same as it ever was. It's like nothing really changes anymore.
True.
That's,
The weather
that's sad.
the weather here has been kind of in and out. You know how Calgary
That
gets. So
yeah,
because of that,
that's the only change is the weather.
I get like weird little arthritis pains every now and then, and like a headache every now and then from the changes. So this week has been a little bit like, oh, my fingers are sore. Oh, now I have kind of a woozy headache for a little bit, but like nothing too bad.
Can you do the thing where you can like predict the weather based on pains you get?
Not predict the weather, but if I get a pain that feels out of place, I know that like there's something coming.
It's raining.
Probably. Yeah, exactly. There's a 50% chance that it's already raining when I'm in pain.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right on. Super hot down here. 27 today, so I got the fan going,
Nice.
which hopefully the mic's not picking up too much.
I don't hear it at all, honestly.
Good.
But
Audio listeners won't hear it at all because I'll noise cancel the heck out of that.
hell yeah.
I continued my show my girlfriend the Matrix movies
Okay.
How's that been going?
adventure. We watched Matrix Reloaded.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
That movie's really bad.
Okay.
Um,
Did you throw an
and
animatrix to go with that?
no, I did mention like, hey, I actually have the Animatrix on Blu-ray, and I haven't seen the Animatrix myself, and I'm like, we might want to watch that after all this because I hear it's actually really good.
Yeah.
But we still have Revolution to do. But I had forgotten so many parts of Reloaded, and it also looks
Yeah.
terrible with the CG. And the fights were definitely like CG as well. What I will give them though, and I'm thinking of the it's not like a playground, but you know when he like meets the Oracle again, and then
Yeah.
like 50 Smiths fight him, so that fight scene. That fight scene is choreographed really cool. Like there's a lot of really creative stuff Neo does, but man, does it look bad. Oh, it looks so bad, and it's so floaty and weird, and yeah, that's a bad movie. I don't know. I think I'm gonna watch Bloodshot this weekend
Okay.
because that's on
Is that on
like
something?
rental now. Yeah.
Oh,
Well, it's not on a streaming service, but it's on rental service now, which
yeah.
is weird because like that was one of the movies that like came out of theaters really quick, and then you could spend like full price to quasi rent it, and now you can like fully rent it. Like there's this weird like double kind of rent thing going on these days with what the movie theaters are at.
Mhm.
So now it's just like the cheap rent version. So I might watch Bloodshot to see how bad that movie is.
Yeah, I heard it's fucking terrible, so we'll see.
Yeah, but you know, $6.
Yeah.
Spend $6 on a bad movie just to see Vin Diesel ham up the screen
Sure.
as a weird superhero.
Yeah, I agree.
That's not a terrible use of my money.
Yeah. Agreed.
How's the stores and stuff up there with you guys? Going grocery shopping and whatnot.
Understock on certain things, but like everything else has been more or less fine.
Yeah, it's been same. Alberta's been slowly going down in new cases, so our curve is
Oh, I
pretty
heard though
flat.
you guys got like a huge outbreak south of Calgary though.
Yeah, the meatpacking plant.
The meatpacking
Yeah.
plant, yeah.
That place just exploded.
400 cases or something like that. Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeesh.
Yeah, I was reading today. Apparently, 2 of the biggest meatpacking plants here in Alberta are shut down because of coronavirus, and that counts for roughly 70% of the meat
Yeah.
in Canada or something like that. Something crazy like that.
Yeah. When Cargill went down, I stopped like going to places for burgers because I'm not going to eat American beef. That's shit's garbage. So, yeah.
I don't know. Tastes the same to me.
You haven't been in Alberta for a while. Come back.
I'm there every like 6 to 8 months. It seems like.
Yeah, I guess it's
I
probably
guess I don't
been,
eat a lot of beef when I am there though.
It's probably been a little bit longer, right? You were supposed to come up like right when this shit was starting, I remember.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
I was supposed to come up in March, but before that, I was there for Christmas. So,
Yeah.
5 months ago,
Sure.
4 months ago, whatever it is. My mom was supposed to come down this month, and she still has her plane ticket, and I'm like, what are you doing? Get rid of that. There's no, even if you could come down, there's nothing to do. What are you gonna do? Just sit in my house?
Yeah,
Just be
that's
hot
true.
in my house? Like, what are we gonna? We can't go and do anything. What a waste of a trip.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably should just get the money back for that as soon as possible for sure.
Well, that's the thing is apparently all the Canadian airlines are only giving credit.
Yeah.
Which sucks. Which it's not a huge deal for a flight down here, but she had also booked a flight to Europe that she has to only get credit. So that's like upwards of $1,000 that's just like
that
going to
sucks.
expire in 2 years if she doesn't use it.
I got the same thing. My trip that was supposed to be for Coliseum, I only got reimbursed as credit.
Yep. Same with mine. For that March trip, I only have credit, but I was like, that's fine. I'm sure I'll be up for Christmas. I mean,
Sure.
I'm hoping at this rate.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
weird. I was just telling Paul a second ago. I was at the park, and I saw a bunch of people playing volleyball together. What are you doing? What, you're not even trying. Come on. Jeez. All right. Why don't we actually do the show? And after I say what the show is, I'm going to Discord us out because I forgot to do that. It's Top 10 Perspective for May 7th, and I'm Sean Booker.
I'm Paul Fleck.
I'm John Wheeler.
And John, why don't you start us off?
I played basically 2 games this week. I played Streets of Rage 4 and Final Fantasy 7 Remake.
Okay.
And I kind of don't like both of them.
No need to rush through them.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I kind of don't like both of them.
Wow.
That's a shame.
I'll go into Streets of Rage 4 first. Not what I signed up for going into it.
Okay.
I expected more something like Streets of Rage 2, and it tried to be its own thing, but I don't think I necessarily agree with what it is. There's a lot of small things about the game that really irk me about it.
Is it that this everything has super armor at some point?
I hate the super armor.
The super armor is kind of crazy. Yeah.
Grabs have ridiculous priority.
You're talking about the shields? Is that the super armor?
No. Like when a character flashes white and you can't actually hurt them.
And you can't stop them from attacking. You can't flinch them, basically. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take your word for it.
Usually bosses have this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because they're about to do an attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't feel good with this kind of gameplay. It feels like you need like a dodging ability really to take advantage of that. And then I don't like the end of stage jingle. I think it's terrible compared to how good the other 3s were. The music takes a bit to get going. Like the first couple stages kind of and then onwards the music's great.
Mm-hmm. There's an option in the settings to use the old soundtrack.
The
Yeah,
retro
I would
soundtrack,
rather
yeah.
the new stuff, if that makes
No,
sense.
for
Yeah,
sure. I'm
yeah,
just saying
for
they
sure.
they did put the old
Yeah,
soundtrack in there.
yeah. Uh, and like they changed fundamentally one of the big things about the game that makes it just more annoying. Like in the older games, your flame attack, like for example, like your panic attack, I think is what I usually call them. You use them to get out of situations like grabs or if you're getting comboed, and like they're basically to get you out of taking too much damage at the cost of a little bit of your health.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
they
yeah, yeah.
don't do that anymore in this game, which is really bad because you can get in traps like super often in this one, and they don't help.
Yeah.
I think the star moves work like that now, but
yeah.
like they're a
They
lot more
want
precious, if that makes sense.
they
No, your
want
super attacks knock people back, and it's like a kind of an area of
No, no,
effect.
no. They knock you back in AoE, but you can't use them if you're getting hit. They used to be able to do that in the old games.
they incentivize a
okay.
much less defensive playstyle in this. They really want you to go pretty. It's kind of the Bloodborne thing too, and I don't. It's one of the reasons I don't like Bloodborne. I really like this game just as a first off, but when you incentivize the attack by doing stuff like where your little attacks regain health, they kind of make it so that the game is supposed to be a little bit more aggressive, and sometimes it doesn't like account for that with how the enemies act.
Yeah, I don't think the enemies really account for that kind of play style. I don't think it works as well as they think it does.
I mean, I disagree. I like it a lot, but yeah, I could see why somebody would not like it for sure.
How would you feel if they put in a block?
I honestly feel like that game either needs a dodge or a block.
A block would be okay, I think.
I think a block would be nice because the enemies get a
Yeah.
block.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But I do agree with John, and I hadn't really thought of this before. Is a lot of the big attacks, like I think of that first Snake Lady boss.
Yeah.
If you're too close, like you can't move fast enough to like get away from some
Yeah.
of the like bigger attacks.
Sure, yeah. There
'Cause
specifically
it's not like jumping. It's
yeah.
not like jumping makes you move faster or anything, and a lot of the characters move slow. Like maybe Cherry could get out of there.
Honestly, Cherry's been the one character where I've been like, you actually feel like how this game should play.
Cherry's the best. That's what I told Paul.
Cherry's the only one
best.
that feels right.
Yeah,
Cherry
I
and
don't
Adam have been my two favorites.
I don't like Cherry at all.
Yeah, 'cause
Adam's
they're the
very
fastest
good.
ones.
Adam's very
Yeah,
good.
Adam's good.
Blaze is my
Adam's like the
favorite.
best of everything.
Blaze is a
I
good
think so far,
combo.
out of the five, like Cherry and Adam have been my favorite. Then it's I can never remember the dude's name, the grappler dude.
Dude, Floyd's so
Floyd,
good.
yeah,
Holy shit. But
that bionic arm is so fun. I love like the infinite wall combos you can do with that.
He's so like, if you play this wrong, you're fucked though.
Like, totally.
He does so much damage, but fuck, you can kill yourself real quick with him.
I normally hate the slow grappler characters, but he's like been the only one I've played out of any beat 'em up where I'm like, you know what, you're the one for me. You're good.
It's that stomp, man. Hitting them when they're down over and over is real good, but it really hurts you a lot.
Blaze is also pretty good. I don't like Axel. I do not
Axel
like Axel
sucks.
at all.
Holy shit, they fucked up Axel. I don't know what it is, but
they nerfed him because he was always usually the broken character. Like he's super broken in Streets of Rage 2.
He's really bad because he's too slow. He doesn't attack hard enough for how slow he is, and he's not fast enough for how weak he is with his attacks.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he's badly balanced for sure. When you can get, he's like easy to combo with, so when you can get one off, you can like wreck a boss, but you're probably gonna die anyway because the bosses have super armor like all the time on harder difficulties. So I don't know.
But yeah, no, it's just felt like a letdown to me, honestly. So
That's a shame.
I'll probably finish it because I'm halfway through the game. I got to like chapter 7.
Oh yeah, you're halfway through. Well, over half.
But yeah, but like I haven't felt motivated to go back to it, if that makes sense. It doesn't. Everyone keeps telling me keep playing, it gets better, and I don't know. It didn't mesh with me.
That's kind of a weird, like, it gets better. It's literally the same in different levels.
Yeah, I didn't think it like changed that much. And also, that game is like 2 hours long.
It's pretty short.
But like I said, if I'm not feeling it, I don't know if I want to go back to it. So
sure.
But we'll see. I'm such a big fan of the series. I might suck it up and see what happens.
Sure. Barbon is too tough for, like, he's the hardest boss in that game, and I hate him.
Which one is that?
He's
That's the dude outside the motorcycle bar.
Oh, okay. I didn't.
So here's the other thing I don't get about the Barbin fight. Like, if you don't hit the motorcycles, like no one shows up, so it's just you and Barbin. But that means you don't get any power ups.
Yeah.
But if you hit the motorcycles, infinite amount of enemies show up.
And the really annoying ones. That's one of my more annoying enemy in the game. I fucking hate
Is that the biker chick?
It's the
biker chick.
Honey and caramel,
like sugar and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I think there's 3.
Yeah,
there are 3. Yeah,
it's the harder versions though. It's not the basic one. It's the annoying ones because of course it is. Yeah, I don't like that fight at all. Also,
the enemy I had the hardest time with, and you don't get a lot of them, is the like monk dude that can counter.
Yeah,
I had such a hard time with him.
You just have to wait for his counter to go down, and then you can wreck him. They're not too bad. They just slow down the pace of the game, and that sucks. That feels shitty.
The boss I had the hardest trouble with was the like DJ one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just because it was like at the end of like a long fight, there's like a mini boss right before it, and the wrecking balls were like messing me up on like accident. Yeah. I was also playing co-op, so we would accidentally be like hitting each other with some wrecking balls. So we would always get to the boss of the game with like 1 life left, and it was like, okay, here we go.
That's pretty funny. Yeah, I didn't find the DJ too hard. I don't actually find many of the bosses in the game too hard, because it's usually like the only time there's not, well, when they throw a bunch of shit at you with the boss, that sucks, but they are usually manageable unless it's those biker girls.
The guy that makes the clones, that was difficult too.
Shiva? Yeah.
Yeah.
It depends who you're playing.
He's always been a hard fight, though. Shiva's always been a hard fight, though.
The weird thing about him is you basically just can't grapple him. He breaks out of like every hold essentially, so you just gotta hit.
I mean, that's still the same as the old games. So
yeah,
I'm playing Cherry. I can't grapple anyone.
Fair.
I didn't even know.
Fair enough. Yeah. The fight that I find most annoying is the 2 snake ladies, mainly because the arena they're in, the one is like pretty small, and the one just can like consistently do the fire AoE and just make it so you can't like move out of a corner, and that's just irritating. It's just bad, but it's pretty manageable too, because by that point you should know how to fight that lady. You've fought her a few times, or like that version of her a few times. The end bosses are such a fucking joke. It's ridiculous.
The end boss is pretty. Yeah. Did you guys find any of the retro stages?
Yeah, all of them.
Yep,
Battle?
found a couple of those.
Yep.
I did the first one.
They're neat, yeah. They're really easy. Like, it's weird going from like a game that's just like newer and then going back is like, oh, the new moveset on old enemies is like real easy to kill these guys.
I had issues with one of them though, the Blanca boss, the one that spins around with the claws.
That guy's always been a motherfucker. I hate that guy.
Yeah, but the other ones like Jack and whoever else you fight in the third one, they were all fine.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Other than that, like I said, I was playing 7 Remake.
Yeah.
Also, back and forth on how I feel about that one.
Okay, where are you now?
I finished Wall Market, and now I'm at I'm in the sewer trying to get back to Sector 7.
Yeah.
I will say, I think the sewers are just kind of the worst parts of that game.
They always have been.
Yeah, that's
I actually heard someone, I was listening to a couple like spoiler casts, and one of the people on there had said, is there any game where the sewer sections are fun? And I couldn't think of one.
Yeah, like, that's pretty much it, maybe.
Ninja Turtles, yeah.
Well, yeah, did you like Wall Market?
Wall Market was fun.
Okay.
I'm glad that was as ridiculous as I was told it was going to be.
Yeah.
Right. That gym section's pretty good, right?
I mean, there wasn't much to it. It was just like the rhythm game.
The mini game, yeah.
The music rocks. The mini game.
Oh, the music. Okay, so I will say this: the music in that game, hands down, like great.
Yeah.
Favorite part of the game, easily.
Those guys are so supportive of each other in squatting. Like they are such good friends to each other. All they want is to like better each other's lives. through squats, and it's like, this is fantastic and hilarious.
I think Sean, I think you're the one who was talking about the part where like Tifa's like, why are you dressed like that? Yeah, I know, I rocked it. Let's go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That was really funny. That got
that's
all
arguably
loud
like
laugh
one
out
of the funniest like jokes in that whole game.
Really good. Yeah.
Yeah. It's very good.
Yeah.
I gotta ask though, what dresses did you get?
The best ones, I guess. The Madam M's outfit.
For Aerith, the red
Well, for
one?
all, for Aerith and for Cloud.
Which is the one? What color is that for Cloud?
Oh, sorry. The dude gives you Cloud's dress no matter what, but it's like the purple frilly
It's
one.
It's like the blue one with like stockings on the arms, I think, right?
Yeah, like
That one. I got like the gray one. I can't remember.
So apparently there's 3 different dresses each character can get, and
Yep.
with the exception of Tifa's, they're all dependent on how many side quests you've done.
Yeah.
Right.
But apparently also, yeah, there's like something else you have to do if you end up having to deal with, I think his name is Sam.
Yeah, there's a split of the quest lines, which will determine Cloud's dress.
Yes.
Because Aerith's is the side quest number. Yeah. Tifa's is the question at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
And then this whatever storyline you go down to. So I gotta ask, what storyline did you go down to?
Madam M's.
Okay, so you got that hand massage.
Yeah, I got that luxury hand massage. That cutscene is funny.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That is a weird moment.
And then the end result where you're playing as Aerith, is like, Cloud, are you okay? And he's just kind of like, eh.
He's just out of it, can barely walk.
It's really good.
It's really good. Yeah.
Yeah, I got the gray dress. I got the best one for Aerith, and then for Tifa, I got the Chun-Li kind of leopard print one, because I said sporty.
Oh, I said exotic.
Okay.
Sorry, which one? Which question?
What was your Tifa's dress?
Oh, my Tifa's dress was the blue one.
Okay, that's not sporty. I don't know which one. What did you say for her to wear?
That's mature.
Yeah, it's the other one.
Hey, look at that. We all picked a different one.
Yeah.
Nice.
I really wish you could have kept those costumes as like just an alt costume for any of the characters to wear for the rest of the game.
I thought you did after you beat the game.
Oh, maybe after the game. I didn't really look into much after I beat the game.
I've seen screenshots going around of Cloud running around in that dress. So
okay, cool.
And like different places in the game. So
what do you think of Hell House?
That was cool. No, I'll give him that. I didn't expect Hell House of all characters to get that grandiose anything, and that was actually a fun fight.
Yeah, I think that is, at least for me, that was the first fight where it's like, oh, you need to like be on your shit. You need to know how like materia works. You need to like know this battle system. That was like the first like real challenge I went up against.
Really? Because I felt that was one of the easier fights.
Oh, okay.
And I kind of like, I got angry at the fat chocobo fight.
Oh,
okay. That one I didn't find very hard at all.
No, because here's what happened. I got touch of death in that fight when he was almost dead, and I just got infuriated because I had full health on both characters, and then my meter immediately drained, and I couldn't do anything about it, and it was just, I really hate that battle system at times.
Okay.
There's some things about it that just absolutely infuriate me. It doesn't work as well as I think other people find it, and
I really like it.
Yeah, I completely disagree as well.
Sorry, yeah, I don't. There's some weird quirks about it that just frustrate the hell out of me.
Yeah, it is quirky. I will give you that for sure. It has problems.
Yeah. I think when they do the second game, it'll probably be tweaked and be fine. But like,
yeah, I agree.
That system doesn't work as well as I feel people act like it does, and it has kind of neutered my enjoyment of that game a lot.
Just before we diverge too far away from Hell House, I just wanted to say, apparently on hard, Hell House summons tomberries.
Yeah, I had seen
that sounds like an absolute nightmare.
I was wondering what the hell happens there.
Fucking
that sounds
tomberries.
So miserable. But okay, anyways, so you're at the sewers, and now is that where you're starting to turn on the game?
And that's where I am right now. Is like I just got through the boss fight right after you land in the sewers, and then I'm now like opening and closing like the gates in that giant area full of ladders.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it's not a great moment.
No, it's not. It's pretty forgettable.
I was gonna say, doing a great job continuing to sell me on this game, guys.
But after this, he climbs the tower, right, Paul? The wall. I mean, not the like Shinra building.
Yeah,
but
like
next up should be the support pillar, I believe.
yeah,
yeah.
he's
Sorry,
going
that's what I
to
meant
Sector
by
7
tower.
for
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
I think that's a cool part too.
That part's fun. Yep.
So I think the sewer is just a bit of a down part, and then I think a cool part happens.
Okay. Yeah, I'll still finish the game, but just like it ain't hitting me the way it seems to be hitting everyone else.
Sure.
Well, that wall market was at least good because I do think that is the best part. So if that was
I will agree, but this is like a little small things. I feel like that rhythm game caught me off guard.
Yeah.
It's also kind of a bad rhythm game.
Yeah.
Like it can be kind of hard to see.
Yep.
Like the camera angles are just like Reese with me. She was laughing the entire time, having a great time. I'm like, I can't see any of this because I'm too focused on trying to find.
Yeah, I said the exact same thing. My girlfriend was watching it, and I was like, man, I wish I could focus a little bit more on these dances.
Yep.
But I need to make sure I hit triangle when I think it is. There's too many explosions, so I think I'm hitting it at the right moment.
Agreed, for sure.
But it is just a great moment. Like the build-up's awesome because his dance before that with like the sword is terrible, and Aerith's reactions during it are fantastic. Yeah, that's just Wall Market's good. I also just like, again, it's like the only colorful moment of this whole game.
Yeah.
So I liked how
I feel Wall Market was a bit too annoying to navigate at first because like there were so many side streets. It took me a while to get used to getting around it.
Sure. Yep. That's understandable.
And even then, I would accidentally. There's still a couple items I didn't get because I was like, I don't know how to get these because they're literally NPCs blocking my way.
Yeah, you go. I mean, you come back to Wall Market and they're gone, and so you can go get the item.
That's all it is. Oh,
yeah. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, but that's about it.
Cool.
All right,
Sean, why don't you tell me what you've been playing?
Sure. I'll start with Moving Out.
Okay.
This is from an Australian developer. It's kind of a spiritual successor as far as I'm concerned to Overcooked. The visual aesthetics are very similar. It involves a lot of like, you can pick up an item and throw it to where it needs to go. There's an overworld map where you are driving a vehicle to the next level. Like a lot of it looks kind of like how Overcooked is, but you are playing like moving van people, deliverers, and you have to unload a house, and you kind of destroy the house in the process of it, which is pretty funny. It's a pretty comical game, which is definitely nice. Unfortunately, it is only local multiplayer.
That's why I installed it. As soon as you told me that, it's gone.
which is absolutely heartbreaking for me because I'm like, I'm the guy, like I played it all of Overcooked 1. That was local multiplayer. Okay, that's fine. I had some friends come over. We did it. It was a great time. Overcooked 2 came out and it was pretty much the same game, but it had online multiplayer. Boom, 5 stars, 10 out of 10. I don't care if it's the same game again. You put online multiplayer, that's a game changer for that game. And this is like a step back. I know it's a completely different developer, so I shouldn't really be comparing them, but it's just part of me is in the boat of like, yo, it's 2020.
Yeah.
Online multiplayer, come on. And at least it seems like a lot of the like platform developers are kind of fixing that. We see that with like Steam. They have their like fake online, not online multiplayer thing. I'm praying Microsoft and Sony jump on and do that as well. I'm sure it's a lot of engineering on the back end or whatever.
Sure.
And I'm sure this is like a small team.
Yeah.
So that's probably why they just couldn't get it in there. I would absolutely love if they added it in a future update because I would play through this game again. I did play through all of it.
Oh, it's quite short, I'm guessing
enjoyable.
then?
I don't know. I just kind of like had a good chunk of free time after Final Fantasy that I just kind of sat down and did it. That's the other thing. So I played about the first 10, 10 dozen stages with my girlfriend. But she didn't want to play it as much as I did. So I played through it single player.
Sure.
Which it's about as fun as you would think Overcooked is single player. You don't have to control two characters like the way Overcooked does it single player is there's still two chefs and you just hop between controlling each one and you can kind of automate the other one to like, okay, you just keep chopping while I go do this. This one you're just by yourself. So that's fine. Then it just kind of becomes this like meditative organization game.
Okay.
Which is not, I don't think that's the ideal scenario. I would have loved to have done some online co-op, laughing with my buddy, throwing objects out windows for him to catch to put it in the truck.
Yeah.
But I still had a fun time. Like I would still play through this again if they added online multiplayer to it.
Yep.
I can see the highs that are just out of my grasp. Because even if I wanted to bring some people over, there's a pandemic going on.
Yeah. Exactly.
So I can't. I literally can't even do that. So, I'm looking forward I'll tell you this. I'm looking forward to when it's Christmas and I go home and I bring my Xbox and I meet up with some buds from like high school or whatever, and we're going to play Moving Out. And I can guarantee you, I'm going to have a fantastic time.
Yeah.
So
sure.
I'm looking forward to that. Like Future Sean has it made as far as I'm concerned. Cut to Christmas 2020 and the world is on fire. that's what just happened.
Yeah.
But anyways,
it's
the way
funny
the game
it
works
won't
is
happen.
yeah. The way the game works is so you're a little funny character. You get tons of wacky characters just like Overcooked. So I was a guy that had like a toaster for a head, which I think might be the best character, and I say that because he'll just randomly have like Eggo waffles shoot out of his head and they'll just be on the floor of the area. No one else has anything like that. They'll just be like one of them is like a Gundam head. There's like unicorns. So they're all fun, but no one shoots Eggos around. So I think the toaster head is the best one.
Does that happen when he's like trying to lift something extremely heavy? He's just like,
I think it's yeah. I think it's just random. I think, but I didn't check. Maybe that would be kind of funny. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so you're running into the houses. You hit Y to kind of highlight, okay, what things need to get in the truck, and there'll be like little exclamation points or whatever, and you can pick them up with right trigger, and then you run them out, and you can hold X to toss them. So if you wanted to like toss a bunch of stuff off the second story or through a window and then go get them later, you can do stuff like that. There'll be bigger items like couches, fridges, tables that you can't throw and you have to drag there, and then you have to be really careful with like doors because things can get jammed, and they give you like corner piece couches that are like super annoying to get around corners and whatnot. And fridges will be like plugged in, so you got to yank them kind of hard for a bit so that it unplugs and then you can take them. And it's all weird and physicsy, so if you're like yanking a fridge and then do like a sharp turn, the fridge will kind of keep moving, so you got to kind of like corral some of the heavy items. If you're playing it multiplayer, they will designate a lot of these items to be 2-player only, so you can barely move it if you're by yourself. So it's like, we have to work together.
Yeah.
And that's really fun because you're really like trying to navigate with two people holding onto this couch. But you can then throw the heavy items by both of you holding X, and then you start to like swing, and it's like, okay, let go now, and then you can like toss like a bed out a second story window, and that's super fun.
Is there like a ranking system of like, hey, you broke my couch by throwing it off like a 5-story building or something, like, or no?
No, the items won't break. The buildings, like I said, the windows and stuff will. And these delivery people don't give a shit, and they'll just make jokes like a lot of loading screens was like, no, it was like that when we got there. It's all kind of jokes like that and whatnot.
Too real, man. Too real.
There will be items that are designated fragile, so you have to be a little more delicate, and if you throw them, someone has to catch them, so they'll kind of mix things up like that.
Okay.
And there'll be weird stages like, hey, the only way to get to your truck is through this pool, so you need to like pick up the chair and jump across the floaties to get to the moving truck. One of them is basically Frogger, so you're picking up boxes and then running through traffic with them and then throwing them on the truck. There's this one stage that is an airplane that is like flying right above like a highway, but it's really close, so it's almost like that Denzel Washington movie, except the plane's not upside down. And then basically the cabin's open, so you're picking up the luggage, running out onto the wing of the plane, and tossing it into the moving truck that's following behind you. that like it's super inventive. It's really fun. You go to space at some points. There's haunted levels, so there'll be ghosts, and those
Okay.
work similarly to Pac-Man, where if the ghosts touch you, you have to respawn. But
Huh.
your X attack, you can slap the ghosts, and then that'll kind of knock them away for a bit. So you got to be kind of
Pac-
careful with that.
Pac-Man would have been better if you could slap the ghost. I agree.
Yeah,
That
for
is
sure.
true. Yeah, you say that every day, John, and I agree
I
with
know
you.
I do.
Yeah.
I can't help it. It's just that's how I live my life.
I will say though, and this is just like a me thing. There's a mandatory tutorial.
Yeah.
Completing it gives you a 1-point achievement.
Ah,
Yeah.
I've
That's
had
also
a clean streak for years.
yeah.
So the way to get the 69-point achievement to fix your gamer score,
Nice.
is you
Yeah.
have to go through all of the haunted levels without slapping a ghost.
oh,
So luckily there's like only 3 or 4, so I did that because I'm fixing my gamer score.
Sure.
But that was just super annoying when they put that in there. Anyway, moving out is super fun. It's even fun if you are single player. So I think it is worth looking. But if you can do it multiplayer, that is definitely the way to do it. It's on Game Pass,
Yeah.
so there's no reason not to play it.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's moving out. Let me tell you about this other game called Forza Street.
Yeah. All right.
okay. So this is the mobile Forza game.
This has been on Windows 10 for a couple years. It was just recently put on mobile this week, and it is cross save.
Okay.
This game fucking sucks. Oh my god.
Oof, that
Yeah,
bad.
Holy
that sounds about
shit.
right.
This game is so bad. Let me break down how this before I even get into the overwhelming free-to-play nonsense inside this game. This
Uh-huh.
is how each race plays out. Each race is about 30 seconds long.
Okay.
You don't control the car.
Oh, okay. Then
You
why
hold
get
down
this?
so you hold down on the right side of the screen to make it go.
Okay.
Every time you get to a turn, there will usually be 3 turns in one race. There will be, when you're playing a Forza game, they have kind of the assisted turning where they'll say like this is where you should like let up on the gas, this is where you
Yeah.
should definitely be braking. They have that. So when the yellow arrows come up, you let go of the screen so that you're not pressing acceleration during the red part, and when the yellow part arrows on the other side of the red part show up, you press down on the gas again. That is the
Sweet.
game.
Cool.
That is what you do for 30 seconds. You get to do that 3 times per race. And hey, if you're really having fun, there's an energy system in there that'll slow you down your playing of this game.
Great.
There's, I kid you not, a million different currencies. And I say that because I don't even know how many. I can't even count how many there are in my head. I have gotten currency for stuff that I have no idea what to do with. I know there's a paid currency for sure. There's a blue currency that I have a lot of that I have no idea what I can do with that.
Okay.
The green currency is the energy. I think there's 4 different currencies for the 4 different cars you can get.
Oh
There's like
God.
tune-up currencies. There's wrench currencies. I just got to when you start using the wrench currencies, which is basically, you're playing the game. They're giving you lots of energy up front because they don't want you to get stopped. You're having a bad time, but it's not a terrible time yet. And they get to this one part about halfway, a quarter, about a third of the way through episode 1, where they're like, "Hey, you can't use your favorite car or your best car that you've been tuning up every single race unless you spend a wrench on it."
Great.
That was the point where I told this game to fuck off all the way.
This sounds really bad.
Holy,
Yeah.
I am shocked how bad it is. It just continually got worse. It was insane to me. It has achievement points, which is like, okay, I'll play some. Even then, I can't be bothered. Holy smokes. It's not hard to play. It is just, this game doesn't want you to play it so goddamn badly that I am going to agree. It wins. Congratulations, Forza Street. I'm not going to play the game anymore.
Well, you both got
but
what
that
you
game is
wanted, I
free.
guess, then.
I
Congrats.
guess. Yeah. They got no money out of me, and I hate it.
Great.
But that's my games this week are kind of it's kind of a sandwich of criticism. I'm putting like my criticism in the middle of like 2 compliments.
Sure.
So we had
okay.
Moving Out, we had Forza Street. Now we have Gears Tactics,
Okay.
which is a lot of fun.
Sure. I have also
I'm having
played this.
Yeah, this will transition straight into Paul. That's why I kind of set it up like that. I'm having a ton of fun with Gears Tactics. It kept crashing my computer as soon as the game started until I updated some NVIDIA drivers. Which
Yeah, that sounds
who would
about right.
know? There's a new NVIDIA driver update every day. Every day it seems like.
Every
There's
time
always a new one.
every time a big game comes out, there is definitely one that optimizes that game. Yes, every time.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, it's playing real good. Where am I? I just finished chapter or episode. No, wait, is episodes acts are the big ones, right? And then
Acts
is
are the
it
big
chapters
one.
within acts?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so I just finished chapter 5.
You're at the end of that act then.
There's one more. There's a 6th chapter, I think.
That's the final chapter of that act. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So like I just got Michaela. She the sniper.
great.
She's awesome. Holy smokes, having a sniper is extremely good. I love the sniper.
Yeah.
Can't say enough good things about the sniper. But I'm just having a ton of fun. And as someone who didn't play much XCOM, I'm sure a lot of this stuff is in XCOM, and it's going to be like I should play XCOM. And I'm not disagreeing with you. I hear you loud and clear. I should play XCOM, but I'm playing Gears Tactics right now. I don't got time for XCOM.
Sure.
I love that you can put skill points into each character to basically make a class out of them. You can tune them towards the class you want. That is super cool. I'm making my characters feel like exactly how I want, and all the upgrades are like extremely useful.
They're very good.
I just got 2 upgrades for my sniper. The first shot out of her gun every time will do extra damage, and the last bullet will do extra damage. That's fantastic.
Cool. Okay.
I went both. I grabbed them both. It's
no, I
actually
mean
2 different
you went
ways.
on that side.
The left side, yeah. Basically, yeah. The way the skill tree works is there's kind of 4 corners. You go towards which one you want.
Yeah.
But I've been spreading out just a little bit sometimes if there's something real good.
Yeah.
I like that the main character is a support class. You don't see that often.
Yep.
Usually the main character has to be like Rambo.
Yeah.
But no, this time he's just a support class, and that's cool. Like I that's a lot of fun. I just kind of like the setting. I like the way it plays. It's just like it is just a fun game. I like that there's side quests. I don't care much for the extra like side characters.
Well, I
I
mean,
usually don't use them.
They're there to die, basically, because the
I,
way it's set up is you have hero characters who are badass and awesome. And you always want to use them, but you can't.
Those are named characters like from the story.
You can't always use them because there is a point where it's like, no, these guys are doing another thing. You sent them on this mission over here. Fucking send in the B team, idiot. You made all your heroes go do this other thing. So you have to spread them out a little bit if you want to use them later.
So am I going to get into a point where like I'm going to have to use them and they're going to be really underleveled?
No, because you keep unlocking the ability to recruit ones that are around the level of your heroes as you go through the game.
Because right now I've been, recruiting new characters and then just stealing all their equipment for my main hero guys. Because sometimes they'll come in with like a better scope, and it's like, oh yeah, you don't get the scope. Michaela gets the scope.
Sure, yeah.
You can sit down, and we're gonna go save the day.
Yeah, and they are fodder. They can die in the missions where you lose automatically if you let a hero character die.
Right, that's not much of a big deal for me because as someone who plays Fire Emblem, like no one is ever allowed to die. If someone dies, I am restarting. Then it's just if I play with all hero characters, it's like I'm playing Fire Emblem. I guess no big deal. And I love with this, there are checkpoints along the way, which
that
is really good because
sometimes also where it's like, oh god, I'm stuck at this save point where I have no health for what I need to do.
I could see that. I haven't got to that point yet, but I have really enjoyed that because like I'll get 6 turns into a mission, hit a checkpoint or whatever, and then 2 turns later, they spawn someone right by my sniper, and then that person's just wiped. And it's like, how was I even supposed to know you were going to do that? But so like one scenario that exact thing happened to me is I had my sniper Michaela kind of up on a ridge away from everybody, just taking pot shots, being an absolute killing machine. And then they spawned like 4 dudes right beside her, and I couldn't move her fast enough that she just got wiped out. So I was like, okay, let me reload the checkpoint and I'll get her. I'll bring someone over to her like right away. So there's at least 2 there. The game spawns the 4 people in a different location. It'll mix it up on you.
Yeah.
Which that's cool too, because then I can't exactly tell every time. Okay, turn 4, there's gonna be these guys. Turn 5, they're gonna be right there. It'll mix up where the characters come in, and that's super fun.
Yep. I agree.
Yeah, surprisingly enjoyable. Like I mean, I went into Gears Tactics seeming like this seems like a match made in heaven, but like I'm surprised how much fun I'm having with it.
Yeah. How do you feel about the like incentivization of like you should have a character run in and execute a guy so you can keep this like kill train going
I
thing?
do like that. I
Yeah.
actually like that quite a bit because it kind of adds to like the real like chess game mechanics of it of like, okay, I'm going to do this, which is going to allow this guy to be able to do this and this, which
Yeah.
then I can do one of these. Like I'm planning like 4 moves ahead every time.
Yeah.
And if you can get like a chain going like that, like you feel like an absolute badass because you
It's
can
so
wipe it. Like
good.
what I'm
Yeah.
worried about is because classic video game, they're putting me in a scenario where I'm getting really good at setting up situations where I'm extremely powerful. They're gonna slap me. I just know there's a slap coming where they're gonna be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
sit down, boy. You don't know anything." Like that is a
Mm.
classic video game move.
Yeah, you
Um,
haven't seen all the enemy units yet. They do put in ones that kind of like you have to work around at some point. So like
yeah,
it's smart about how they do that though, because if they showed you every enemy unit in the first act, then you would feel that I think a little too powerful, and then you'd just be like, okay, I know what I'm gonna do. But then they start introducing stuff that's like, oh, this enemy is just going to like fucking wreck my shit if I keep doing it this way or whatever. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Good game. Good game. Recommended for sure.
yeah.
That's all I've been playing.
All right. To keep on going with the Gears Tactics thing, I've fully completed it. So I played through that thing. That story is negligible. The boss fights are the best part of it, and the side missions.
Kind of like a Gears game.
Yep. And the side missions are a little boring by the end because it's the same fucking ones every time. There's one where you're like running across a level because there's a bombardment that like keeps you moving. There's like 5 of those throughout the whole fucking game. There's like 5 of the ones that are like hold a control point to get supply. It's like
That's like the
same,
one I've done.
it's like the same side missions over and over and over and over again, which is disappointing. But like,
Okay.
it's filler basically, and that kind
Can
of
you just
sucks.
skip them?
Nope, you have to do them as part of the story. Like, you cannot. Some chapters are like, all right, you're in chapter 3. Do 3 fucking side missions before the final thing unlocks, idiot. And it's just like,
Weird. That's
all
super
right.
weird. Okay.
So it's kind of a grind at some point. And then after you're done, it unlocks like some weird veteran mode where you go in and like keep doing more and more side missions. I will not be doing that because I don't like those side missions and I kind of only like the story stuff. And every time you're not able to bring your characters, even though it makes sense, like campaign wise, it's like, well, they can't go on this like bombing mission thing or this scavenging mission because they're over here like dealing with this dude. Obviously, those suck. Like, it sucks not using your badass dudes that you've been building up the whole time. I guess what it does do good though is that since you have to use the fodder characters every now and then, it really does feel like this is my chance to like explore other builds, because you do get the ability to like respec every now and then to like reset your skills if you want to. So I finally found, like, by trial and error, a nice sniper build for Michaela that I used by the end, where basically she had 1 or 2 bullets in her gun, like, at all times. But what she would do is, like, do a shot, then do a shot that reloaded her gun when she downed somebody with it, then do an execution shot which reloads all your AP points, then do another one of those shots that reloads like your other shit, and she would take out like 10 guys basically by the end herself. It's just like,
Nice.
This is fucking great. Like, Michaela's a
That's
bad
great.
until Michaela misses, and then you're just like, you fucked it up. I can't get my AP now, and the rest of the team's gonna die. Like, if you, it's real bad if you fuck up one of those shots. Yeah. You feel like such a badass sometimes, but you feel like such a fucking moron in other times. Like, holy shit, I can't believe I made my whole team die from one exploding dude by putting them too close together.
Yeah, I hate when it's like, okay, that looks like that'll kill the person, and then you like, you shoot them and they have like 4 health left, and it's like, oh no, I was not expecting you to still be alive. Oh no.
Yeah, when they have like 1 or 2 health left, you're just like, restart mission. Like, I just lost.
The shotgun guys, they will do some serious damage.
Oh, dude, the first time you like fight them too, they're the first enemy that can like vault over shit, kick your character in the face and just like shotgun them, and you're just like, what the fuck was that? Yeah, they're kind of dope the first time you fight them until you have to.
What really sucks is like the minute you do damage to them, they just like charge right at you.
Yeah.
And they have like twice as much health as like anyone you've come across. They're like a real threat.
Yeah.
When you they've been like my biggest. I've gotten to the point where it's like, oh no, it's okay. It's all about those execution moves on those guys. I gotta get down their like the counter thing they have, and then I can just run up and chainsaw them. That's the way to take care of them. But for the longest time, it was like, yo, throw all your grenades. We got to get these guys out of here.
Oh my god, the grenades are so powerful. I want to use them all the time, and I kept putting myself in these bad positions where it's just like, oh, fucking emergence hole just broke open after I used my last grenade. Oh, I'm fucked.
I have definitely had like 2 scenarios where I was like, oh, this would be a perfect time. I could take out 2 of them.
Yeah.
Oh, but I need to make sure I always have like at least 1 grenade ready. Those emergence holes will screw you.
I will say, to the detriment of maybe how the game works, I never wanted to use a stim grenade. Like, everybody should just have frags, because it's so much better to kill 4 guys than heal 1.
Yeah, that's true, man. My characters are usually not that close to each other either.
Exactly, right?
Yeah, like I use the stim grenade for him to heal himself, basically. And that seems like kind of like a missed opportunity. The frag grenades are super important.
And like you can get to the point where if you spec into it, he can heal himself with his normal ability every round, so you don't even need them. Like, so
have you used much of the like proximity grenades where you like plant them on stuff?
Never, because you have to be in the area. I don't want to. So it wasn't until around the end of the game that I really started using scouts properly, because they have the sprint ability where they can basically run across the fucking map for 1 AP essentially. I think if I had used them properly, I could have definitely done a lot of really cool proximity things, because they can cloak after and make them not targetable.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't thought of that, because I usually don't know where the enemies are going to like go or come from, and I'm never like planning something and then running away kind of thing.
Yeah, that's the problem, is that by the time you know what's going to happen, you're kind of just adjusting for that situation anyway, rather than ever feeling like you can get a good attack off, I think. And I kind of like that about it. Like, I kind of like that it's not like you have to like plan your tactics based on what you find out as you're finding it out. It's not that you can really set up. I guess you could set up like a kill corridor, send one guy in to spawn them essentially, and then run back and just wait for them to come in. And honestly, if you're playing on a very hard difficulty, you probably have to. Because I heard on the hardest difficulty, you get one shot by everything. Like, if you get hit, your character's dead. So you probably have to do that on harder difficulties, and that doesn't sound fun to me. Yours has always been the power fantasy of scratching another grub or whatever, like just fucking murdering shit over and over. So I really, really like the run in, shoot a guy down, execute him. This other guy gets 1 AP point, but he can like empower another one to spend 2 points this turn, do another thing, do another execution, and like just keep this murder train going for like 5 minutes before they even get a turn. That's what I really like about the game. And yeah, it's a great game. People should play it for sure. Especially if you have Game Pass, there's like no reason not to. It's because it's on that, so. I guess like the reason not to is that you're probably playing XCOM Chimera Squad, or it was like, it had a free-to-play weekend for XCOM 2 when this came out as well. Like, XCOM was really kind of pushing back, trying to be the tactics game people were talking about, but I don't know. I like Gears Tactics, and I definitely recommend it for anybody. Streets of Rage 4, I don't have a whole lot more to add to it. Like, it's really just the fact that sometimes you can't flinch an enemy. It's fucking infuriating, especially at the harder difficulties, and depending, like, it's the classic Streets of Rage thing of this level is hard and the boss is kind of easy. And which has weird connotations to it, especially in the later game, where it's just like, oh, this is fucking difficult. Like, this run up to the boss and then the final boss is a piece of cake is really, really annoying to me for some reason, because I usually like a better boss fight than like the trash leading up to it, and this game definitely emphasizes the trash they throw at you over the boss fights. Barbon sucks. He's too good. That kick is too powerful, and he doesn't flinch. What the fuck? I've been playing Mega Man Zero. I finished off Mega Man 01 and I played Mega Man 02. Mega Man 01 ending is fucking terrible, but that story's cool. Mega Man 02 is great so far, and I fucking love it.
Yeah, you're gonna notice that 02 is way better.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yep. So the way 01 ends is like a whole bunch of crazy shit, which of course, like Mega Man's always done kind of the Wily castle of a bunch of garbage and then a boss, bunch of garbage, a boss, and then the revisits. And then like a kind of shitty final boss that's hard. Mega Man 01 is no exception. I realized though this last session that the Legacy collection or whatever has that save assist, and that just saved me like easily 5 hours worth of just grinding out that level over and over and over again. It basically just puts checkpoints in the game that didn't exist before, so that's fucking great. And I really appreciated that, because that final fight with Fake Man or Copy X is kind of terrible. That first part of the fight is like a little bit difficult, where he's just dashing around and doing different abilities, but then it does the Sigma thing of you haven't even seen my final form yet, and then one shots you when it's your final form, and you're just like, okay. I guess we're grinding out this fucking thing now. I really like where the story went with that though, so I was really stoked to kind of see that Copy X shit and all that dumb stuff going on. And I was even more stoked to see how much stupider it got in 02 with like the Dark Elf and Ghost X or Obi-Wan Kenobi X just like trying to hold back that one dude from gaining the superpower to take out Neo Arcadia. It's so dumb and anime that I fucking love it. They learned game design in between the games as well, where Mega Man 02 levels don't feel like there's just a bunch of bullets flying at you at all fucking times and you have to find the corner that you can get into and then like hide for a second. It actually feels like a Mega Man game in that it has like an actual overworld thing, and it shows you the different enemies and you can choose which enemy you want to go to and kind of like a brief thing of what their level is like. Yeah, Mega Man 02 is very, very good. Also, the music's just better, which is also super important to me too. Yeah. I'm gonna try to finish up 02 tonight and then maybe start on 03. People say 03 is where the music really fucking pops off and goes like,
yeah, I agree with that.
The best.
I think 3 is considered the pinnacle of the series. I'm trying to remember.
A lot of
two or 3 is considered the best of the series.
People keep saying that like it's kind of like how Mega Man 1 is, like the original Mega Man. 1 was like only good to people who played it at the time. People still revere 2 or 3 as their favorite. And people are saying 0, 2, or 3 is like different people's favorites for different reasons. So
and then 4 is just kind of there.
Yeah, and then nobody ever talks about 4, which makes it more interesting to me.
It's funny because 4 is also the one I never finished 2 out of the 4 of them. So
yeah, nobody like everybody has been telling me, yo, 02 is where it pops off, and 03 has some great shit in it. And then nobody says shit about 4.
04 is weird because it takes like some of the mechanics from like the hated X games, like X5 and X6.
Oh, okay.
Of like the depending on when you go to the stage, it's harder or easier based on like how the weather is affecting the zone you're in.
Oh.
And then like the main ability they give you in in 04, in my opinion, wasn't that interesting, but apparently some other people really love it. It's the Zero Knuckle. So it gives you the ability to grab things, like rip weapons off of enemies and use them, or like just to grab things as like a special attack.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Very cool. I like in this one that they added the chain thing, the like chain whip, even though I don't like using it to like move. I don't like it for movement purposes, but it's so good as like a weapon and to take shields from enemies and to like fuck certain enemies up. So that thing's really, really cool. And again, it's like a weapon you can charge up and it does different stuff. I really like that stuff quite a bit. Yeah, no, it's really, really good. It's obviously like they had ideas from 0 that they wanted to keep. They streamlined it a little bit better. As somebody said in the chat, it respects your time more, and it totally does. The levels don't feel like this weird hurdle to get over to like see more of it. They actually feel fun and playable. That game's just really, really good, and I'm really, really excited to see where it goes from here. So yeah, again, late on the Mega Man 0 train, but there it is. And that's all I've been playing.
All right, some news.
I don't know any of this
Microsoft
news, by the way, so I'm catching up.
Microsoft detailed their Xbox 2020 initiative, which is basically going to be from here until like kind of the summer, them announcing stuff as like a E3 replacement, but more spread out. There's going to be news every month until launch, basically, which is sometime this fall, I guess.
Okay.
And then they kind of kicked that off this morning with a big Xbox Inside live stream, which this is the one we were going to see gameplay for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. And they kept touting this as the first, gameplay for Series X from third parties. They're saying they're going to keep Microsoft Studios games until an event in July. So I'm assuming that's when like the big guns will be coming out. Because honestly, this event was kind of lackluster, especially with how much they were like hyping it up as big reveal, first gameplay footage. A lot of the games they kind of just like weren't showing like actual gameplay, it seemed like, and especially the Valhalla stuff. There's like discussions online, was that even gameplay? Like maybe it was in engine, but we definitely didn't get kind of like a HUD or a character walking around kind of stuff. It looked more just like the trailer that we got last week during the unveil. But I figured we should kind of run through the games they did show, because a lot of it was new IPs or IPs from uh, titles and series you don't really hear about, which I think that's why a lot of people weren't excited. It's hard to get excited about new IPs you don't really know much in the series. They started off with Bright Memory Infinite, which is actually, Paul, while I was asking you, did you play Bright Memory? Because I was like, I
Yes.
could have sworn I had heard this name before, but I guess that was like an episode 1 thing that had come out on Steam.
It was like a dude in his basement, like coding a thing a year and a half ago, and he wanted to like tweak some stuff, and then he was paid money to do something and stopped on that. So this must be the thing he was paid money to work on.
Right. So this is like a full-fledged game.
Yeah.
Coming to Xbox at some point. Looks cool. You got, it's a shooter, but you got like action powers. He had like a sword, first person.
Yep.
They showed Dirt 5. Okay, more Dirt.
Cool.
They showed this next game that was absolutely disgusting. I actually think it kind of looked like Alien.
Okay.
Like the movie series, called Scorn. Just weird, like putting a worm thing inside of someone.
Scorn's been in development for like 10 years. I can't believe it's actually going to come out soon. Holy shit.
Coming out on Xbox, it looks like. Yep.
Cool. Okay.
This next one, which I'm not sure how you pronounce this. Chorus. The U is a V though. So I don't know if it's like churches where it's still pronounced like a U, or if it's Corvus.
Okay. Interesting.
They also were really touting their smart delivery feature. So I'll kind of mention the ones that I have info on. Chorus is going to be part of smart delivery. Scorn is going to be an Xbox Game Pass game.
Hell yeah.
Madden 21, they showed that. So
Ooh.
Madden's still happening. That's also smart delivery.
Okay.
They showed Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2.
Cool.
Which looks nothing like what I thought that game was. The trailer actually kind of reminded me, or looked a little bit like the original like We Happy Few trailer.
Okay.
And we all know how well that worked out. So.
But just bloodier. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't have any attachments to this first game, so I don't know if this is different or whatnot. That's a smart delivery game. I would recommend checking out that trailer just because it's weird.
Okay.
Call of the Sea. This looks pretty cool. Kind of looks like an adventure game. Just kind of less of an action adventure game, less combat-y focused. This is a Game Pass and smart delivery game. This is probably the first game that they actually had that was colorful.
Okay.
So maybe that's kind of why it stood out to me. The Ascent. This is like an isometric top-down shooter in some way. Smart delivery again. Again, nothing really stood out about The Ascent to me. The Medium, which is from Bloober Studios, who recently did Blair Witch.
Right. Yeah.
This looks like another horror game. Creepy and whatnot. That's going to be on Game Pass. Akira Yamaoka is also composing the music for it from Silent
Nice.
Hills.
Silent Hill. Yeah.
Nice.
Silent Hill, sorry, Silent Hill. Scarlet Nexus from Bandai Namco. I understand this is from a studio of ex Tales of developers. I think this kind of looks bad though. It looks like another anime action adventure fighter. Hopefully it's good though. Tales of devs. I like those RPGs. So
Sure.
also Scarlet Nexus is just a bad name. Like what is that? You could call anything Scarlet Nexus. Second Extinction, you're hunting dinosaurs. This again looked super bland to me. Maybe I'll be wrong, but I don't know. Turok fans, where you at? You get to fight some dinosaurs. This is also getting smart delivery.
Cool.
They showed Yakuza Like a Dragon and announced that it is going to be a launch title for the Series X, which I
Nice.
thought that was pretty exciting because outside of Halo Infinite, this is the first launch title we've heard for the Series X.
Yeah.
I think so. That'll be a fun launch title, right?
Probably.
That is
Yeah.
also going to have smart delivery. So
Cool.
I don't. So they didn't say when it's coming out. If it's coming out earlier, but if it is coming out earlier, it'll upgrade on the launch. So that's pretty cool. Then they showed
Good.
Valhalla. I don't think we got any basic more news out of this that we got from the Ubisoft announcement last week. That was pretty lackluster. And we know Valhalla is also doing smart delivery.
Yeah.
So lots of titles doing smart delivery, which is great to see. And we'll just have to wait for more news. But yeah, overall, I thought the event was kind of lackluster, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Like I said, I don't know a lot about those games because they're new IPs, so who knows. Moving on, this is a weird little story that popped up. A bunch of people found an 8-year-old gameplay demo of a Prince of Persia game that was canceled. It had just been uploaded to YouTube back in 2012. And it just kind of was uncovered. This was called Prince of Persia Redemption. Apparently, some devs came out and talked that a lot of this tech got put into Assassin's Creed 3. I actually recommend checking out the video. It definitely seems like a Prince of Persia game with some cool time manipulation stuff. He's like sending projections of himself there and then fast forwarding time to meet up with the projection. I actually also thought in the little sequence they have out there that it reminded me a lot of one of the opening areas of Uncharted 4 where like the village is being destroyed and you're kind of running along the rooftops and whatnot. Or was that Tomb Raider?
I think it's Tomb Raider.
They're pretty similar in terms of the gameplay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you can see how I'm confusing those. Anyways, they just kind of reminded me of that, but I just thought that was weird that this had been online for 8 years and no one noticed it. But it's there, and it looks pretty decent in terms of like the polish that was on this. It doesn't look like a very early game. So who knows why that was canceled, but they should bring back Prince of Persia. Brief Stadia update. You can now use your Stadia controllers wirelessly on your PC.
Great.
Cool. Sean,
So-
I wanted to go back to the Prince of Persia story for a second. Did you mention or did you see the part that people revealed why there's not many Prince of Persia games? I forget if you had just mentioned that or not.
I had not. What did you get?
Jordan Mechner still owns the rights to Prince of Persia, so the profit margin is lower on it. So as a
Okay.
result, the Prince of Persia ideas get shot down faster than original IPs.
Interesting. I did not know
Ubisoft.
that.
Yeah, I think one of the lead director of Assassin's Creed 3, I believe it was, saw that trailer and talked about it and mentioned that's why that happens, why you haven't seen Prince of Persia in a while.
Huh.
Okay. That makes sense.
Because remember, Assassin's Creed was supposed to be a Prince of Persia game as well.
Right. Yes.
So yeah.
The original one came out of a Prince of Persia game.
Yep.
But that was also a different Prince of Persia than this video that we're getting. This is a
Yes.
separate one. So there's been a few canceled Prince of Persia games.
Yeah, the Redemption one is what inspired Assassin's Creed 3, apparently.
Yes. Mortal Kombat 11. Did you guys see this news?
Nope.
Yes, everyone was sending it to me.
Yeah, I bet. So Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath
Okay.
expansion is coming May 26th. It includes an expanded story campaign. So that's what's pretty exciting to me, is it's going to continue that story. It's also adding RoboCop.
Hell
Makes
yeah.
sense.
Hell yeah for RoboCop.
So, the Terminator can fight RoboCop. That's pretty exciting. There will also be a free update for existing Mortal Kombat 11 players with new stage fatalities. Friendships are coming back, and new stages on the same day.
Okay. That's cool.
That's pretty exciting. Like, I probably wouldn't have got into this until they said more story. And now, like, I am for sure going to check this out.
Sure. Friendships, huh? Damn.
Yeah.
Bring
The
in
ones
friendships
they've
back.
shown so far are pretty good.
What have they shown?
They've shown Sub-Zero running off screen, then coming back on one of those bicycle ice cream carts, and he just like makes
Okay.
himself like a popsicle and starts eating it.
Great.
And
Pretty
then
good.
and then they've shown Scorpion being like, "Get over here!" So he shoots off the spear, but then it comes back with a gigantic teddy bear, and he just gives it a big old hug and goes like, "Oh!" And then the friendship balloons pop down. It's really good.
That's pretty good. Yep.
That is great.
Apparently, Kano like starts a barbecue or something like that, and just starts eating some food.
Another shrimp on the Barbie.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I heard something about hopscotch or like skip rope with Noob Saibot.
That's really good. Cool.
All right. Next story, EA Play, which is the off-site E3 announcement extravaganza, whatever, that EA does during E3 time, is going to be doing a digital event this year. Duh.
Sure.
And that'll be on June 11th.
Okay.
So pretty much when it would have been last year as well. And in terms of events being impacted by Corona, Tokyo Game Show was just canceled about an hour ago.
Oh wow!
That is
hadn't heard that
moving
one.
to a digital event as well,
Yeah. Okay.
which makes sense.
Yep.
Oh,
That
people
sucks.
also mentioned that Fujin and Shiva are also coming as part of the Mortal Kombat expansion. Yes, I did forget those. I was sidetracked by RoboCop clearly being the outlier.
Here,
there.
this is the Noob Saibot friendship. If you want to check that out later.
I want to check that out right now. Yeah, just skipping rope with a couple of clones.
Oh,
Some
that's pretty good.
breakdancing.
Yep.
Damn, that is good.
Yeah, that's really, really good. This is incredibly long.
Oh yeah, no, I know.
I really like
Are
that.
they that long in game?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's what they're going for. Like this is in game. I'm sure at some point like it's just a loop that's going, and that's when the menu would show up.
And you can just hit like start to move on, or you can just sit there looking
Yeah,
at them both. That's delightful. That's what the world needs right now, is the friendships. You know what
Honestly, yeah, kind of.
I mean? NetherRealm was like, we could rip apart more people, or we could put friendships back in there. And I think 2020 needs friendship.
here are the other three they've revealed so far too.
Okay, those ones I'll check out later. Because right
Yeah.
now we're gonna do some questions.
Okay.
Sorry to surprise you, but that's the third part of this
I can't
three-tiered
believe
show.
I can't
Yeah,
believe it.
no, it's
That's
a new
good.
feature. I'm ratting it in. I'm trying it out. I asked our audience these questions. I didn't make these up. They sent these questions to topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, our Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box if they're feeling spicy.
Very spicy.
They weren't this week or this year. Suku wrote, how do you deal with people who take personal offense that you don't like their favorite video game as much as they do and get all defensive about it, even leading to personal attacks? You stop
Make fun
hanging
of
out with
them.
that person.
I say we'll talk about this on TDP, Sean. That's what.
Whoa.
Fucking called out.
No, I saw
And then
this.
I'm like,
actually-
but we're on headset right now. I want to talk about this right here.
yeah.
Hang on, call up your parents. Let's get everyone in on this.
Call up your parents. I saw this in the Discord, and I was just like, Well, I mean, if they like start attacking you, you've won. You just laugh about that.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I said like you make fun of them because like
Yeah.
really I like A, different opinions, and B, like your life matters that much that I enjoy something you do. Like seriously.
I have to assume if this person is doing it, they are under the age of 16. I don't hang out with a lot of people under
I've
the
met
age
people
of
under
16
25
anymore.
that still do this shit.
Yeah, I would say 25, maybe even 30. I don't know. I've met people our age that do this.
Then they're acting like they're under the age of 16.
Totally.
Yes.
I mean, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, depending who it is, it's kind of fun to poke too. Like, I remember talking with Nathan, sometimes I would go harder on him for stuff because he's fun to poke, specifically about stuff, even if I don't believe what I'm saying. But like, that's depending on that's definitely depending on your relationship with the person, obviously. But
I mean, I feel like if it gets to personal attacks, that's like a line has been crossed there, and it's like, all right, we're not having fun anymore with the pokes.
I mean,
which
I
is
disagree.
the name of your sex tape. But
that's pretty good.
Anyway, yeah, you just like ignore this person, man. This person has too much free time, and they should stop wasting your free time. What little I'm sure you have.
Sure, yeah. Are there people that like this seems to be something that comes less and less, at least in the open on the internet these days. I feel like things have changed. This was a thing, definitely. I'm gonna bring it up. Mass Effect 3 era. A lot of people were mad that I didn't hate that ending.
Yeah.
A lot of people. So like, I don't know. This seems to be something that's less and less.
And that was not okay, Paul. Like,
yeah. Just this weird narrative. I think this is something that
I thought that ending was fine.
Yeah, I think this is something that's getting less and less a thing. I don't know. Toxicity is getting less and less.
I think what's actually happened is that you guys are just getting into communities that don't have it as much, because there are plenty of communities that have so much like your opinion is wrong energy.
I actually don't even
feels like a lot of that
get out of that community. Don't spend time in that. Is a bad community.
That's Nintendo. It's like it's all Nintendo. Like,
Reggie's in there telling me I have to like Animal Crossing, and he's attacking me. He insulted my mom.
Pokemon and Smash are like two of the biggest offenders in my mind.
Oh,
I see that all the time.
I could see that actually. I don't hang out.
It's actually kind of killed my enthusiasm for Smash because of it. It's just like I don't want to touch this right now.
Do you think it's Nintendo just because they have the strongest nostalgia hook that it just means more to more people?
Yeah, for sure.
Easily.
Yep.
I still think you got to find a new community.
That's why Mass Effect 3 was the example Paul pulled, because it was the end of a storyline.
Yeah, people have a big hook on it for sure. Yeah, yeah, you got to get a new community. Like there are plenty of other people who will talk to you about Pokemon.
I mean, straight up, I stopped even reading Discord. Like I've just disconnected. I don't care about people talking to me anymore. Like we can talk in a call like this. I just don't fucking care anymore. So yeah, it's probably that I've just disconnected myself from all that shit. Reddit's really bad for this. Also, I used to be part of like a Reddit for for a bunch of different stuff, but like any of them were fucking terrible. At some point, you would get a lot.
I know you tried to get me in your hating Sword and Shield National Dex Reddit, and I was like, no, dude, stop sending me these invites. I'm not.
You're actually right. That was like the last big one, right? That stupid Dexit or whatever.
Yeah, the National Dex thing.
Yeah, that's true. There are a bunch of stupid, shitty kids online. People should disconnect, maybe.
They just got more free time than they know what to do with. Eventually, they'll grow up.
Especially now.
Especially now. But eventually they'll grow up and they'll have a full-time job, and then they won't have as much free time, and then they'll kind of just be tired all the time, and it's like, what's going on? I swear I had 8 hours of sleep, but I'm just still tired, and I'm like, yeah, that's life.
But I mean, it's crazy.
They'll mentally exhaust themselves from their rage, and then be like, oh god, why was I so mad about this?
Yep.
It's crazy because in the time that I wasn't reading Discord, Twitter, or Reddit, I played through Gears Tactics, Streets of Rage 4 3 times, and Mega Man 0. Like, you can do other shit that instead of read a bunch of garbage. Go figure.
Right, but now John is personally attacking you because Streets of Rage 4 is bad, right?
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
Terrible, you should
personally
go check.
attacking me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna go play it after this. Like I fucking care. What everybody
Right
thinks.
to your face.
I'm gonna
Ooh!
personally tweet. I'm gonna tweet to your account and be like, "How dare you, sir?"
I'm gonna
How
tweet you
dare
screenshots of the game. I'm gonna tweet you screenshots of me throwing a punch that didn't land.
You're gonna take a selfie video.
Check out
of-
these sick armor frames I'm getting hit by, bro.
You're gonna take a selfie video of just how much fun you're having, just this big smile on your face while you're playing this game you enjoy.
Just like
And then
the
John's
computer.
gonna be like,
taking a selfie of him doing that to me back.
"Yep."
Kids, you need to disconnect a little bit. Jesus Christ. Okay, Rasserman wrote in and said, I've recently been playing Final Fantasy on Android in order to beat it after my other save file died. Someone told me that the Master and Monk classes hit harder without weapons, which didn't occur to me after 60 hours of playtime between both playthroughs. Have you ever played through most of a game on accidental hard mode because you didn't know an apparently well-known fact about the franchise? Let me tell you about Mega Man Zero. Elemental attacks changed that game, my dudes. Holy shit.
I have a few examples of this. Most recently, Final Fantasy VII. Did you know you can put the cure and magnify materia together so that when you cure someone, everybody gets cured a little bit?
I did
Oh,
know
so
this.
there's the cure. There's the all materia, basically.
Yeah, yeah, it's called magnify. I did not know that until afterwards. That would have been awesome. I had that attached to like lightning.
Well, I'm gonna go
Yeah.
ahead and do that next time I'm playing the game.
Yeah, right?
Because I
Isn't
was
that like
lamenting that there was no all materia, and then I saw the magnify clip. I'm like, I guess that works for like attacking, and
Yeah,
then think
no,
about using it for magic for healing.
neither did I. Neither did I.
It's a bummer that like you don't get more than one too. That sucks. Magnifies too
And
good.
you
Oh,
can,
yeah.
I think you can miss that too, can't you? Or is that one of the ones that you get from doing missions?
I don't know.
Oh, I don't remember. I got it so early on. It's such an earlier one. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Maybe Chadley gives it to you for doing something.
That's
Okay,
something I think. I think Chadley does it, or like you get it on the way to Walmart. It's one of the two.
I
'Cause
mean,
I only got it like briefly.
I've said this before, but when I first got a PlayStation, I didn't have a memory card, so every game was a roguelite to me, where I had to beat it in one go. So Parappa the Rapper specifically at that time in Resident Evil Director's Cut were just like, I couldn't save in between anything, so.
that is nightmare. That is a nightmare.
That's not that
I had something
didn't
similar like that,
know,
but if you didn't complete it, you have to keep putting a quarter in. I've said this one before, but Eternal Sonata, I didn't understand how that combat system worked until the last dungeon, and then I started doing way more damage, and the game got a lot easier.
Yeah.
And actually, just recently, I jumped back into Indivisibles because I finally cleared up some stuff on my plate.
Okay.
Totally forgot how to break people's guards, so I was just like
Yeah.
attacking them, doing 1 damage for way too long for like 3 fights in a row before I was like, what am I missing here?
Yeah. That's a good question.
I can't think of any specific examples, but I know it happens a lot.
Yeah, where you overlook something and it's just like, oh fuck, that would have made my life so easy.
All right, next question comes from VGC Kenny. If Goku got into Smash, would the people asking for him be happy? No, because Smash fans are never know happiness.
No? Are you fucking kidding me? Smash fans happy? Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But I also think it's mostly because, and this is similar to like when your favorite book gets made into a movie, is you have like an image of what Goku in Smash will act like and play, and there's no way they know what
Yeah.
that image is. So
Yeah.
it'll never live up to the expectation.
It might actually
you're
make
gonna
them
have.
madder. You're right.
Yeah. Just go play Dragon Ball Fighters. That game has tons of Gokus in it. And some of the coolest moments. That's the best Dragon Ball video game. Lineback writes, congrats, you are now all Inspector Gadgets. What 3
Yeah.
gadgets or makeup 3 do you pick to help with your daily routines?
Go gadget chopper. Or
So we
chopper.
can fly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be pretty
So the
good.
helicopter. The extending arms.
Yeah, definitely.
Go gadget arms.
Extending dick. Who said that?
I mean, we're all
Wow.
thinking it. It's fine. I'm gonna be the lame one here. I'm pretty sure I need glasses, so I would just get like gadget glasses that just like go from my face
Just
when I
some
need them.
glasses just come down. Oh, this is much better.
Yeah. I don't want to go to an optometrist. It'd just be easier to like put some machine on my head.
Just go gadget eyeballs, and then
Yeah,
they would just
exactly.
get better somehow, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
The copter one's pretty good.
Extendable arms is a must, I think, for sure.
Extendable
Yeah.
arms would be very good. Yeah.
I'm gonna say, just to keep it a little goofy, the laser, the finger laser. So in case I need to cut
Oh.
anything or I get in trouble, I have the laser to save myself.
Or if you want to like heat up a hot dog real quick or something.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Did need to do some cooking. Let me just screw off the tip of my
1
finger.
minute in a microwave is far too long and cumbersome.
Yeah, just explode it with your finger laser.
I'm gonna say, I don't know, go gadget like jet calves, whatever that My Hero Academia guy
calves.
has. The character in My Hero Academia, he has like exhaust fans that come out of his calves, but he can run super fast when they're like fully going.
Yeah,
would
Gadget
be
has like
cool.
rocket skates, I think, to make up for that.
Yeah, pretty much the same thing.
Jet calves.
They're basically jet calves. Like he gets like a blast of like fire out of them to go like super fast. That's a good anime.
Be pretty good. BG Sakane says if a game comes out and you okay. So I saw this in the Discord. He's rewording a question that he gave us that like we kind of didn't understand the context of. So if a game comes out and you know that within 5 years an updated re-release will come out that improves everything, do you still get the base game?
Depends on how good the base game is.
Say yes. Do you know how long 5 years is?
Also, yes, 5 years is a long time.
Like, look at the current console lineups. They came out in 2013. That's only 7 years ago. That is 5 years is almost an entire generation.
Yeah. My answer to this is yes. Because I'm not the one to rebuy like Persona games or whatever. Not that I'm not saying I wouldn't. It's just that like I feel like I get the experience usually fine the first time around.
Yeah. Also, how would you know unless it's like Madden? In which case, if you're buying Madden, aren't you buying all of them
every year?
Because you're crazy and you love football.
Yeah.
Mega Latino says, how do you guys feel about the cosmetic mods to game consoles and controllers? And have you ever thought of doing one to your own stuff? As an example, I've just done a case swap and thumbstick replacement of my Joy-Cons that originally came with my Switch. I think they're cool.
Yep.
If you want to do them, by all means. But like, I usually go as far as like, I have custom Xbox One like Design Lab controllers. That's usually as far as I go.
Right, which is not really kind of like the same.
Not the same thing, no.
Because you didn't do it yourself, and those are like still first party.
Yeah.
Like, they will be perfectly working. Because that's my one concern is opening that stuff up. Is like if I screw something up, I can't like. It's not like the Joy-Con drift where I can send this to Nintendo and they'll fix it. Like I voided that warranty. I definitely do not have the expertise to know how to fix it. And it's like this could, and especially with like Joy-Cons, that could be like $70 I just ruined by just popping this open with a screwdriver. Sure. I just don't trust myself. It's the thing.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I don't look at the console or controller enough to care about it myself, but I think they're neat when I see people post them.
Yeah, I'd be more down, and I'm more open to the idea of like purchasing an already complete one.
For sure.
Because then I know like someone who knew what they were doing did, and I even see kind of like the mod scene. Like what's like the DS mod where they break the top screen off and they make it a Game Boy again? What were those ones called?
Oh, do you mean just like when they ripped off the half of a DS?
Yeah, and they made it like an extra good Game Boy Advance. They had like
I
a
think
fun like shorthand name for them.
I don't
And
know.
I can't
Have
remember.
to be
Anyways,
yes.
I always thought those were cool because you got like a really good Game Boy Advance because it could charge. It had a great backlight. I'm sure someone in the chat will tell me the name of those. Please do. But I think those are cool, and I would like buy one of those from someone who's making those.
Sure. Agreed.
All right, last question. Oh, Game Boy Macro. There it is. That is the name of it. Thank you, Blaze of the Forest. All right. Lucas writes, do the announced sales of Animal Crossing on Switch surprise you? For record, they're bananas. They're off the chart. They have
Are
sold.
they? Yeah.
New Horizon has currently sold more than the last two handheld Animal Crossings entire lifetimes, and New
Yeah.
Leaf was huge.
Yeah. Animal Crossing's at 13.5 million or something like that, and it's
Wow.
only been out for a couple weeks.
I think it was like 6 weeks or something was the number. Continue
Wow.
on. About 1 in 5 people who own a Switch own the game. That's also bananas. Do you think this will give Nintendo more confidence to push out IPs that are lacking on the Switch? F-Zero, Star Fox, for example.
I think it might be an outlier
It
considering
is.
A, they already knew people wanted Animal Crossing. That's why they made a mobile game for it. And B, they've had plenty of games that they've brought back and IPs they brought back that didn't do well. Like
Yeah,
Mario didn't do as well as they thought.
I definitely think you hit the nail on the head with it being an outlier. One,
It
we're
is.
kind of in the perfect situation for Animal Crossing to come out.
Yeah.
Conspiracy theories will say that Nintendo caused the coronavirus to.
Oh, you joke, but people have already made that joke too.
I know.
So
I've seen that's right. I didn't come up with this myself. um, when you specifically said like they made a mobile game, I don't think Animal Crossing counts as like a IP lacking on the Switch. They've been making tons of offshoot Animal Crossings. Like New Leaf was years ago, but they came out with that like Amiibo festival game. They came out with Pocket
Right.
Camp, the mobile. They came out with Happy Home Designer. Like they've been making a lot of Animal Crossing. This is just they kept going with what they knew worked. So I don't think it really counts in the same category as F-Zero or Star Fox.
I agree. For sure.
And with that, that'll do it for the questions this week. Again, if you want to send questions in, it's topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box. What is your game of the week?
7R, I guess.
Sure. I'll give it to Streets of Rage.
And I'm going to give it to Gears Tactics. And with that, if you haven't already listened to our Jimmy and the Pulsating Mass episode of TDP Plus, go do so because that is currently live. And we will see you guys next week.
Bye.
All right.